Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about two big divisions here in the game industry, which is indie and AAA. But not necessarily. I'm gonna talk about games in general. So when I say they both suck, most games suck. Let's do it to part one series, whatever. Indie versus AAA. So, and we have to understand why this is the case, why most games suck, because I don't want to get into that category whatsoever, and neither of these categories interest me either, even though I'm an indie developer. But indie has a very specific now route that it goes. There's a very specific gameplay, and I would say roguelike summarizes everything about indie. It's restartable games. You quickly play them, instantly open them up, and you can play them. And they're very portable. They're very small, tiny games. They pixelated most of the time, just to give you this simplistic look, but you can quickly get into them, and that's what's so important about these games. So let's look into what I have in my library so far. Besides having a few card games right here, which require you to be online, they're free. These ones are free, I think. Fairy I don't think is free. But Fairy is good enough as it is. It's worth buying if you like card games, basically. I still haven't found like a decent card game simply because Fairy has an ability for you to do missions, which is something to do. But normally in card games like this, you will struggle to find entertainment. And Slay the Spire sort of fixed that issue. It's literally a fix to the issue, but it doesn't actually do a good job well enough. Like, if I played some like Tetris and I turned it into an RPG, that would make a good Tetris game. That would make something that I want to play, right? An RPG. Now, I hate how Steam in general treats RPGs, because if you look into RPGs, let's see, games, RPG. Let's look through RPGs. The funny thing, I found one. What is this doing? Is this RPG? Is this, oh, I guess this is role-playing. This is another way the role-playing games work, I guess. Like, what the, are you serious? Is this for real? But you scroll here what's popular, like, and you understand that Slay the Spire is on the list. Slay the Spire is not an RPG. Slay the Spire, the way it works, you build a deck, right, as you play. In which RPG can you equip something and never be able to unequip an item? Like, when did RPGs work that way? Also, you never level up. You don't actually acquire any skills. You play it as a roguelike, you have to restart it. I don't see how it's an RPG, besides you fight monsters with the stuff that you collected. And there's a little bit of role-playing because you can select a character. If selecting a character makes an RPG, then there's another problem. Because something like Stardew Valley, I think it's also on a list, by the way. out of all things considered an RPG. Stardew Valley is also on a list. You know why? Because you can select the character, you can do whatever you want. You can roleplay, basically. That's what role-playing means, right? And I disagree with that, or at least there has to be some kind of a new genre, basically. This whole thing doesn't work. I can't find good games. I don't understand what good games are anymore. I can expect Bethesda open world to be fantastic. And I play them for hours and hours, and there's just cult following for these things. Now, it has mixed reviews, and it sucks. It's like, when I see mixed reviews, and I can't really play a game like this. Obviously, I can play Fallout. Lucky you, Fallout. You got me. But if I was a new person trying to find a game, Fallout would actually slip past me as a mixed reviewed game. Because this is scary. Mixed reviews, like, holy shit. That is scary. I don't want to play a game like this. I wanted at least positive. Mostly positive. Like, come on. Is it that bad? Ah, seriously. Like, very positive. Now, Skyrim, I know I can play this game. I definitely know. And Skyrim is obviously better than Fallout 4 in a way. This I can agree on. And it's more expensive. What? Is Bethesda really... How does that even work? But obviously Bethesda puts Skyrim a little bit further or higher in their priority list. I wonder how long it's gonna take for Skyrim 2 to come out, because I won't say Elder Scrolls 6 anymore. Just gonna see Skyrim 2. Anyways. So again, we see a lot of problems already. These restartable quick play games, they quickly get boring. Take something, Minecraft for example. If it was stripped away from its multiplayer capabilities, it would have very little to offer, almost nothing. It's one of the reasons why I would never consider building a Minecraft game besides building a Minecraft RPG. That's it. You develop your character, you explore new areas, you figure out what resources do what things, like that. You collect recipes for what you can craft. You can have this slow and interesting progression, but otherwise it's Minecraft still gives you that. Minecraft still gives you an attachment, and it worked because back in the day it would be considered a new and interesting game to play. Now Minecraft would not work. Minecraft would suck as a game. And if people wouldn't make mods or make interesting content on top of Minecraft, and wouldn't, make YouTube videos about this thing, if it wouldn't blow up in a way, and wouldn't create a community, because it basically rolled itself out of control because of this aspect, this community aspect. Similar to how Hearthstone went out of control, basically. I don't play Hearthstone anymore, but I sort of want to, simply because I constantly watch Kriparian play, so might as well join in for the fun. But I still don't want it because it just doesn't offer gameplay. Like Slay the Spire try to fix card games. Every other card game now looks kind of shitty and boring and repetitive, even though it's not indie whatsoever. It's supposed to be AAA. But what AAA does is they cash in on another aspect, which is immersion, but let's add a multiplayer as well. Very big deal. Multiplayer is a very big deal for AAAs. Because it tries to suck you in. It's literally a scam. I don't know if multiplayer works. Or if it should interest me. Because at some point it's just a frustrating experience. It's a very, very frustrating experience. You gotta go through it to understand what multiplayer is, but I don't think it's worth playing for too long. Making friends? No. Nah, guys. That's not how it works. Every friend that I made, I just threw it away. It didn't work out, okay? But it's fun while it lasts. Let's put it that way. I would play Elder Scrolls Online, but you know, I wouldn't play it for a multiplayer aspect whatsoever. Like, that doesn't interest me whatsoever. Now, the reason why I wouldn't play Elder Scrolls Online is because it's a subscription. There's another scam, basically, on the list. A subscription model, which is the scariest thing ever. It's like, I have to re-buy the game every single month. Seriously. Now, what I would play right now, I found a game to play, I guess, on the recommended section. Featured and recommended. Now, the funny thing is, Braveland, like, I would play that, I guess. Not because of what it is, but it says RPG, and I really hate it, because we already figured out RPG doesn't stand for anything special. Right? I want this leveling up, like building a character together, and not just selecting what character I want. I play Skyrim and Fallout by now. Recently, Fallout turned into just you can't even select a class necessarily. And Fallout in general, you cannot select a class; it just shoots stuff. To be honest. So there's nothing really there. Like, there's always gonna be what? Automatic rifles? No, not even that. Only trigger rifles. Let's call them that. Like, does that mean semi-automatic? No. That's not even that. Just non-automatic rifles. Let's call them that. I think those are the best ones. And then you have some automatic rifle that shoots really fast and does a lot of damage really quickly. If you really need it, if you really get into those situations. Sometimes you do, but you really have to stock on bullets on those cases. But anyways, besides that, there is some specific strategy that you most of the time you're gonna follow. Most of the time it's gonna be sniper rifle. Have a shotgun just in case. And you have a trigger rifle that works similar to sniper rifle, right? Maybe you throw grenades sometimes, never basically, but maybe you can imagine yourself throwing grenades sometimes. Imagining is still something, right? Shooting a rocket launcher, you can imagine that, but carrying rockets is not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. It's too heavy. So, yeah. That's Fallout 4 for you guys. You can't really roleplay either, but you can sort of roleplay. Sort of. I can still admit, you level up, you pick perks, that's great. You pick what equipment you have, that's roleplaying, yeah. That's why Skyrim is better, because you can use magic or you can use swords and it works and it's fine. It's better. It's a better role-playing game, which kind of makes you think, right? If it's a better role-playing game, maybe that's a good aspect to go for. So Skyrim made it better. Now, again, we're all waiting for Skyrim 2 to come out. But the reason why I make this pun for Skyrim is that why Bethesda can't just stop making new titles and just focus on one title. Yes, there are editions or whatever, but they can sort of just settle down and figure out how to make money out of this. Because there's always going to be like this cult following of the game. There's going to be mods. If they figure out a model for this shit and they settle down, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, we're gonna be frustrated, as always. Because should I go back when a good Skyrim mod is released and play that instead? Or should I just go wait for the new one, for the new Skyrim? What should I do? Of course I want to wait for the new one. Of course it's gonna kill a lot of mods just like Minecraft did. Every single time a new version comes out, all the mods just completely wiped off the radar. Nobody cares. So, yeah, there's some really bad aspects of games, isn't it? I think mostly you're going to be interested in roguelike indies and role-playing AAAs. But there's nothing in between. It's just nothing. It's empty void. Anything can be role-playing on Steam. Sadly. Music Racer. Recently updated. Let me think. Okay, just a reminder. I'm gonna play Braveland and I'm gonna play Far Cry, whichever new version. I played the third version of Far Cry and it was enjoyable enough, but it's sort of, I don't know. I hope it's gonna be still enjoyable, as I feel like I'm gonna be replaying Far Cry basically. In that sense, it's not gonna invent anything new, as everyone says. It's another Far Cry game. It's very scary. This is interesting. It's obviously a trash tier game that lacks mechanics most of the time, doesn't it? Is it worth playing now? Okay. How do we figure out? Also, this is expensive. Interesting. Okay, let me quickly figure this out. Oh, nudity. But it doesn't have RPG elements. That would have been nice. Is it gonna show any gameplay? Yeah, cards. You have cards. That's a really bad word, by the way. Combine. You shouldn't say that if you're trying to hide yourself as a good game. Don't say combine. Oh, I guess that was gameplay right there. Right there, that was gameplay. Oh boy. Fight. Oh. That I saw a combination of something. Man, that's a good description of what combine means. Oh God, I just feel cancer inside right now. I played similar game. It was free, by the way, and it's on the phones too. It's called I know it's on an app store, so maybe you can find it. But I'm gonna quickly find for you guys something to play. It's worth playing, by the way. So this is how I'm gonna end the video. It's a very sad way to end it. But if I find good games to play, and I'm gonna be able to recommend them, by the way. Funny thing, I have to say, this is funny thing. Oh, thank you. When I press new releases back other time, it gave me this sour, sweet sour, something like that. Fucking bitter, sweet bitter. Here we go. It showed me this, and it's a series about a waiter basically figuring out what life is. Pursuing your life. I'm so ready to pursue your life. No, you just figure out that you need more life or a better life, and you sort of need to go to the city, right? A big city. Now, this is not for this episode. This is mostly for the Zombie Apex Survival Guide. But this is on Steam, so I have to talk about it, and I have to connect the dots. It's useful. Okay. Another thing I can say really quickly. I guess I don't want to say it, but schools suck, don't they? They don't actually give you any life advice or social advice. They put you in a social environment, but other than that, they don't teach you social skills, which is the most important skills ever, right? If you go out into the real world, social skills are the top notch. None of that happens in school. Now with social justice warriors taking over, maybe schools are gonna turn into something. Desperately turn into something. Oh, just forget about it. I lost hope for humanity already. But whatever. Let's keep going. So, I found here. It's probably no longer there. It constantly shifts games. I found King's Bounty to be recommended, which was interesting. King's Bounty. What an old game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a new King's Bounty game, by the way. King's Bounty Little Legions. Yep. And I wouldn't play because it's mixed reviews. And I hate it. Man, it just brings back the memories, guys. It's just a great game. But it degenerated into oblivion. It is just crap now. The dark side is crap. I couldn't play it. Couldn't start to play it properly. It just felt so horrible. Like Warriors of the North, I played it so much. And every King's Bounty up to that, I played it a lot. And then it just destroyed itself. I guess it tried to become a free-to-play game-ish. Try to reinvent itself again. I don't know what it's doing right now. It's just so sad. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see some negative reviews. Watered down, uninteresting version of King's Bounty and its sequels. The Facebook game, okay, whatever. Score is a Facebook game. Okay. This game is full of microtransactions. It's a watered down version. Okay, we get it. It's a free-to-play version of a game that's degenerated. That's what it is. Used to be good, right? Man, sucks to see this. Like, holy shit. Sucks to see all of this in gaming happening. It's almost like we're going into depression at this point. All games starting to suck. At least for me, because I've experienced a lot. And it's harder and harder to find a good game for me. But, like, holy crap. Anyways, that's the end of that. See you guys on the other side. Whatever I wanted to do, something I forgot, but whatever.